Why Arc Raiders just embarrassed every AAA publisher. That's the title, and trust me, there's a reason why folks are throwing that statement around right now. Something happened recently that I don't think anyone saw coming. Now, most of you know how this industry operates. The bigger the company, the more predictable the playbook becomes. Same old moves, same old excuses, same old we can't do that type energy. But every now and then, something drops that flips the script so hard, you almost have to sit back and question, how did we even get here? And you know what the wild part is? It didn't come from a studio everyone usually crowns as the standard. It came from a place that's been quietly grinding, quietly listening, quietly building momentum until the right moment hit. And boy, did it ever hit. And not because it was flashy, not because it was loud, but because it exposed the truth most players have been screaming into the void for years. What we're looking at today isn't just an example of a win. It's an example of what happens when a team isn't trying to nickel and dime players, isn't hiding behind corporate targets, and isn't afraid to give the community exactly what they've been asking for. And the crazy part is this one move came across so effortlessly that it made the biggest companies in gaming look, let's just say, uncomfortable. Now, peeps, I gotta ask you this question and answer it honestly. Now, when you see a studio such as Embark Studios do the right thing by players, do you feel like there's hope for the industry? Or do you feel the frustration from us settling for less? Let me know how you feel down in the comment section below. Be very honest. Now, if you've been enjoying Arc Raiders, make sure that you give this video a big like. And also, if you care to stay up to date with anything Arc Raiders related, consider subscribing to the channel today. So before we dive into this reaction, I need y'all to think about this. If a smaller studio can set up and make changes this bold, this fast, and this player focused, what does this say about companies with triple the staff, 10 times the budget, and 100 times the resources? What's the excuse now? So I'm going to dive into this reaction that breaks down the whole situation perfectly. And once you see it, you'll understand why AAA publishers should be ashamed. Shout out to content creator Luke Steffens. The title of his video is as follows: AAA publishers would never do what Embark just did. And then within the thumbnail, it says another huge W for Arc Raiders. Guys, I will have his links down in the description below if you care to check him out. And definitely be sure to show love to this content creator because I think he's dope. Now, without further ado, let's get to the reaction.
So we've all played Arc Raiders, if you're interested at least so far. It's very, very good. It's tremendous. And, you know, I think its success is a very good thing for the industry. For one, because it allows a smaller studio, Embark, to come out and go head to head with some behemoths. And I think that's good, because the only way games and franchises like Call of Duty end up changing anything is if there's serious competition.
Yeah, he's totally saying that correctly. Through Embark having this momentum with Arc Raiders, it puts the whole gaming industry on notice. Every so often this happens. The last time I seen this plain and clear was via Fortnite, right? Before it popped off, before anybody gave a shit about Fortnite, your boy was checking the game out, right? Back when it was a whole nother experience, before it was a battle royale experience, right? And Epic Games was just trying to get a win in the worst way. You know, the biggest thing that we knew Epic Games for was for Unreal Tournament back in the day, and also Gears of War, right? So they're trying to find another win, right? And then they pivoted with Fortnite, right? Fortnite originally wasn't a battle royale game. It was like a survival type of title. And long story short, Fortnite is the phenomenon that it is today, but it could not happen without the studio pivoting and just challenging industry standards and doing something that they called their own. Now, of course, the battle royale genre wasn't their own thing, but they innovated in a way that was fun for everybody, and it put the whole industry on notice. Epic Games showed how to do live service in a big way when you have the right resources, and also it showed how to make a fun game for everyone, essentially, right? Their audience was everyone, and still is to this day, everyone with Fortnite. So that's the last game-changing thing that I've seen in the industry that was just plain as day to see. until Arc Raiders, right? I'm so happy to say that because we were together with Arc Raiders right before a lot of folks, and I'm seeing the same thing echo in this situation. And I think that's what Luke is getting to right now.
And with Bungie with Destiny. So I think competition increasing is really, really good. And they do a lot of stuff players have asked for from a lot of other games that those studios refuse to do. Like, for example, Arc Raiders has many viral clips going around because of proximity chat specifically. And that was something that back when we went to the Marathon preview event, they said they weren't doing because they were afraid of toxicity. And then you see it in Arc Raiders, it's helping the game blow up in popularity. And all of a sudden, games like Marathon are working on adding proximity chat.
Proximity chat should have never left in any game. It's just a fucking corny ass excuse these companies use just to be like, we don't want to do that. Toxicity, they just don't want to fucking do it. It's a fun fucking feature. It's fun. If it's on the list of fun, of course you're going to get those degenerates that are just rude on the mic, that just say whatever the fuck they want to say and just don't give a damn about folks, right? You're always going to have that in life, always. So we take that away? No, I think proximity chat is a great thing, especially in shooters, right? Just so you can share your comms and just share how you feel, whatever the case is, be it good, bad, or indifferent. I think that's a great thing to verbalize yourself and just, I don't know, get some shit off sometimes. Tell me what you guys think down below.
If Arc Raiders did not launch this year, and if it wasn't a thing, they would not even bother with proximity chat because they're like, no, screw you. But because there's competition, it forces them to work on a feature everybody says is kind of a must-have.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
But what's also really good is that when these companies are, like Embark, are run by non-massive giga corporations with outrageous demands for performance, which is the whole thing. Allegedly, Xbox has been mandated to hit 30% margin on their releases. They want 30% margin across the business.
Wow. That's a lot. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Which requires them to crank up the monetization, crank up the everything within the game in order to try and get that 30% margin. They just got to milk more money from you. But what is happening with Arc Raiders? Well, they issued an update on November 12th. This is crazy. So it's, a few days old, but I just wanted to share this and highlight it because it's so insane. Look what they're doing. Okay. For one, they say that they're prioritizing duo matchmaking,
which is a huge W.
They actually have been prioritizing it behind the scenes, so people might not have noticed it, but they want to put duos together with other duos so that, if you're playing with two players, you're not getting curb stomped by parties of three. That's just cool. But this is what's insane. Okay. Store cosmetic prices. This is again coming from one of the most successful games of this year. Are they doubling down? Are they getting more greedy? Are they raising prices like a lot of other companies will? We've heard your feedback. We've reviewed our prices and made adjustments to lower prices where applicable. Revised prices will go live tomorrow, Thursday the 13th. For any raider who has already made a purchase on the old pricing, we'll compensate you for the difference. They're lowering prices and then refunding people with raider tokens.
Unheard of. in the AAA space. Unheard of. This is blasphemy. Okay? A AAA studio, they're like, yeah, we're not fucking with that. We're not giving back money to the community. Our customers, we're going to treat them like good people and actually level with them. Fuck that. But Embark Studios, they get us. They understand.
The difference. What? You can do that? A lot of other companies would be like, it's impossible. We can't possibly do that. And then all of a sudden they're just like, yeah, we're going to do that. Why not? Sure. There you go. This is why competition is good. This is why supporting hungry developers who are just really passionate is a good thing. I've said for like a year, 2 years, whatever it is, that I think the Finals is one of the most underrated games in the live service market.
I agree. I do agree. The Finals is phenomenal. If you guys haven't checked out the Finals, please check it out. It's not my speed. It's a little too fast for Abel Green, but guys, let me know if you guys play down in the comment section below. Let me know. But I think the finals is really, really dope.
It's phenomenal, and it's very well executed, and it's been very good for a long time.
Yeah.
And the same company now is doing Arc Raiders, finding tremendous success. And instead of continuing to milk people as best they can, or raising prices or any of this, they're lowering prices and offering refunds automatically. Not even offering, they're forcing refunds on you if you happen to buy something with more money than it currently costs after the reduction. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
It's crazy. They stress again, there are no pay to win items in the premium raider decks. The focus on premium decks are based on cosmetics and convenience. Gameplay items are only in free raider decks. To help you along the way as a new raider, we have included some gameplay items in the free raider deck, which can be unlocked via progression. So stressing again, they're not going to make it pay to win, even though surely that would make it far more money, but they're not doing that. You remember Warzone when they had the Rose skin? All over the place used this because in the game, Rose being completely covered from head to toe in black cloth and clothing made it so Rose was very hard to see in shadows. So players who used Rose as a skin had a I would say, unfair advantage over players that did not use the Rose skin.
Guys, is this a thing? Like, I don't even, well, again, let me keep it true. I don't play Call of Duty like that. Was this a thing, guys? Like, let me know, y'all. I didn't even know this to be a thing. The Rose skin? I didn't know.
Kind of broke everything. And for years and years and years, this was just a thing where like it was a gameplay element. And even though they could say it was just cosmetic, it was also like a gameplay affecting thing. It was like it was a thing. Nando says, I remember using it because it was so broken. Yeah. Isn't that just being smart? Well, I mean, you could say that about any gameplay affecting thing as well, where it's like, well, the gallantry is a gun that dropped. If you remember that Warzone, the gallantry. This was like peak Warzone fame was when the gallantry, the 2021, it looks like. This gun, this thing was goated, okay? And it's smart to use this gun because it's so powerful, but it was also like super broken, and they conveniently just so happened to be selling it in the in-game store for the entire period that it was super broken, you know? And they could say, well, it's mainly just cosmetics, and it's also like, yeah, it's attachments, but you can get all the attachments through gameplay, through grinding out multiplayer and stuff. It just takes like, 40 hours or whatever. But yeah, it's also for sale, sure. But it was always funny how the one that they sold just so happened to be the broken one as well. Isn't it so funny how that works? The most broken one happens to be for sale constantly.
So I guess he's just going in on how Call of Duty was just putting almost pay to win items in their game. But what else is new? Like I expect this from Call of Duty. You guys expect this from Call of Duty. Luke isn't highlighting anything you and I really don't know. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Dude, this is like OG Warzone. You're not seeing ridiculous movement. You're not seeing the bunny.
Yeah, OG Warzone before the crazy bee hopping like he just mentioned in the crazy ass crackhead ass just non-gamer dads and gamer moms and that pace that was just beyond us. Yeah, I missed when the game just felt more grounded and more evenly paced.
Hopping sweats and stuff. Oh, these were the days, man. These were the days.
Yeah,
Old school Warzone.
Totally.
It's nothing like this now. Nowadays, it's so toxic. It's very dumb and very annoying.
I agree.
Anyway, but I just wanted to call that out and give them credit because it's absolutely crazy to see a company that it has an amazing success on their hands. They're actually going forward and literally paying it back, paying it forward even.
Right. Yeah. Embark Studios is doing just such a righteous job on that front, showing, literally giving the blueprint to other gaming studios. Like, hey guys, wake up. This is what you do. This is what you do. This is how you keep a player base. This is how you entertain customers. This is what you need to do. Listen, man, if Studios out there right now cannot learn off of Embark Studios and just can't put shit together and be like, wow, they're doing XYZ right, and just keep on fucking up. You're starting to have blueprints of games that are doing shit correct and elements that are being done correctly. We shouldn't be seeing as many fuck ups. We shouldn't be seeing it. So hopefully things get better on that front. But yeah, Luke is totally correct here.
To their community. That's awesome. I love to see it. It's so refreshing. It's just wild. It's so good to see. So props to Embark. Shout out Arc Raiders. It's awesome. Awesome to see. So 2 thumbs up from me.
So folks, was Luke preaching here? Was he giving the correct kudos to Embark Studios? Me personally, I feel as though that he was echoing everything that most of us feel. Embark Studios is setting a great example for the industry as a whole as to what to do within a game than not to do within a game, okay? They're not following these AAA money-hungry corporations that are just killing fun for us gamers. They're actually tweaking things and actually listening to the voices of the smaller guy. And I appreciate that. And also, Embark being this great is creating healthy competition. And right now, we definitely need that within this space. So guys, if you did not check out my last Arc Raiders video, it was a banger. Be sure to click here, and I'll be sure to see you there.